Hey, YouTube family, how you doing? This is Rhonda with Rhonda Loves Life. Thanks for joining me. All right, guys. Hello. We've got a lot to cover tonight. Um, we've got to talk about Megan Markle's new PR stunt. Oh yeah, because it appears that she is pausing or canceling her as ever line. Okay. And we're going to get into that. She explains, the spin as to why. But remember, guys, she claimed to have sold out in like 30, 45 minutes. But as we all know, that's a common marketing ploy. It's that people who are selling stuff, they usually just sell a couple of products and then they say, oh, we sold out so fast. It's just a way to kind of promote yourself by telling a little fib, if you know what I mean. So that is pretty funny. We're going to get into that, and then and now I'm looking at I think is it Vanity Fair? What was the name of that? Yeah, Vanity Fair is saying, "Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, it's not going to happen. Megan may even, she may actually offer more products." So, this is back and forth with that cuckoo bird, but as we know, she got that dual diagnosis, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor, but from my own spidey senses, I told you she's a malignant narcissist and a psychopath. So we're going to get into Miss Megan Markle. Like I told you, we are going to be on the hunt. We're going to always follow the legacy media and these propaganda rags because they are trying to push this girl down our throats. And thanks to Harry and Meghan, we are educated more than ever on how the old-fashioned legacy media, what they do and their tactics when they're trying to promote a celebrity. So we're going to be on the hunt and we're going to be shining a light on it, baby. That's what we're going to be doing. Okay. Also, we're going to discuss Trump. Now, the Chrisley family, Chrisleys knows best, Todd and Julie. I actually love that family. I love their reality show with their kids. I love me some Todd Chrisley. I liked it when Todd was on Steve Harvey's show, and those two together were talking to women about dating and men, and I enjoyed it actually. So, anyways, I am glad they are pardoned because I followed their podcast before they got arrested. So there was a lot more that was going on. I'm not, hey, I believe if you break the law, you got to do the time. You know what I mean? However, there's a lot more to that story. And I followed Todd Chrisley and his wife's podcast for over a year, listening to their side of the story. So there was some really suspicious activity going on with the prosecution and everything. But thank God Trump pardoned them because I do like the Chrisleys and I don't think they deserve to be in prison 20 years for a nonviolent crime. No, and they didn't hurt anybody. So just my opinion. You guys can, leave your comments if you can beg to differ. But for me, I'm glad the Chrisleys are out. So we're going to just discuss that really quickly. And then the Diddy trial. Oh, Lord. It's no surprise the man he's a whole apex predator. We discussed that. He's an apex predator, point blank, period. Okay. So you're going to hear outrageous stories because this guy is no joke. Now, I want to do a video, and I don't know if I'll have time today, but I'd like to talk about Puff Daddy and his relationship with the liquor company that he had sued. Now, I saw Pat Bet David. He did a little, like a mini documentary on Puff Daddy and the parties behind him. Because remember, Puff Daddy was able to be this brutal apex predator running around destroying lives for almost 30 years, if not close to 30. Yeah, it had to have been over 30 because Puff Daddy's in his 50s. Yeah. He was allowed to do that because he had very powerful people like Epstein who were protecting him. Okay. So Pat Bet David basically spelled it out. And I kind of want to do an expanded video on this, and I might do it tomorrow. If we have time, I'll do it tonight. But apparently it started with Puff Daddy bump heads with the liquor company that he was partnering with for Ciroc. And then when Puff Daddy sued them, it was like when they had to settle with Puff Daddy, however that case rolled out, 2 months later, they raided his house. Then a month later, um, or 2 months later, that video came out. And then the head of one of the companies, she's an ex-intelligence officer. So, I mean, it is weird. And then the prosecutors, I mean, the way Pat Bet David maps it out, it kind of gives you the impression. Oh, side note, remember I told you how um, our legacy news, our politicians, our celebrities, uh, even our judicial system, so it seems, these advertising agents and these stream giants, they all work in tandem. Well, that's what Pat Bet David alluded to in his documentary. You get a chance, it's a mini doc. It's on Value Entertainment. Check it out. Now, I don't agree with Pat David's politics. I really don't. Most I don't agree with. But I still, like I told you, I'm not here to tear down my neighbor. I don't play like that. If he's got some interesting content, I will watch it. And when he get into talking about Trump and all that, I just turn it off. I don't have to watch it. But he had basically said that CNN had that video for 8 years. You know, the beatdown video with Puff Daddy beating down Cassie. All of a sudden, the prosecutor, I mean, it's there all the ties that bind. The prosecutor had relationships with CNN, and they this is what Pat David is alluding to. But he's alleging it's not fact, but all these parties, they're all intertwined. So the question is, was Puff Daddy, did he run a honeypot scheme or a freak off where it was both men and women and swinging and all that? And imagine all the powerful people that were there at his parties over 30 years. And he's videotaped them. So we're going to get into that as well. Okay. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Hello, Deluxe Life. Hi. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are ready to get into it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are going to get into it. Oh, Cassie had her baby. What did she have, Deborah? What did she have? Did she have a girl or a boy? Oh, that girl been through it. And do you guys know she's still taking medicine? I didn't know you can do this, but she's an opiate addict. So she takes medication. So with her being pregnant, I wonder, I guess it must be safe. As safe as it can be than taking, being totally off the wagon. But Deborah says Puffy was claiming it was racism, both with some TV channel and the alcohol company. Puff Daddy bumped up against power and he fucking found out. He fucked up and found out. That's what it was. I think Puff Daddy, I'm starting to believe that I think that he was working for someone. I don't know, but all I know, and I Pat Bet David, you watch that documentary, it's like when you look at all the parties involved, and it's like, well, wait a minute. He could end up like Epstein. That's what I'm thinking. Puff Daddy knows a lot of secrets. If he's been doing them freak offs since the late 90s, think about it. He got big, in 97, 96, 95, right? That's 30 years minimum. And then a good, 7 years before 95? When was that, the high school when all those people died, got trampled to death? That's his legacy. This man walked this planet and moved around for over 30 years protected. Why? And today they on the stand, it was alleged that was it yesterday? Because today's what it was alleged that he actually had moles in the LAPD. And I'm not surprised about that at all. Deluxe says, I think Diddy would get a pardon. All that stuff is intertwined. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised, though. If he gets a pardon, that would be, oh. But then I think they want to get rid of him. You know what I mean? I would think that they want him locked up so they can get rid of him. Because he went to jail as soon as he pissed off that alcohol company, that liquor company. So I'm going to do if we got time, we're going to get into it because, and if you want to look at more Pat Bet David of Valuetainment, he's got a video out on it too. But I'm going to dig into it. And let me tell you guys this. Last year, when my sister Rita, she's always, this is her channel too. It's just that I'm the one to speak out, but we always discuss ideas and stuff. And I value her opinion. Now, over a year ago, she said when they had raided, when Puff Daddy got into that lawsuit with that liquor company, my sister said it. Swear to this. I'm swearing. I swear, guys. This was before Puff Daddy got arrested. She said, Rhonda, that liquor company is very powerful. I mean, they own Johnny Walker Red and all. I mean, they got the whiskey. They got it locked on lock. I mean, they are very powerful and wealthy business partners. So Puff Daddy, that whole legal issue with him, the lawsuit. My sister said, she said they're gonna come after him. They're going to come after him. He's going down. His time is numbered. His days are numbered. And she was right on the money. She was right on the money. And I agree. Because Puff Daddy, he got so arrogant. So arrogant. And that's what happens. They live in their bubble. They do not live in reality. And he bumped up against those partners. And he fucked up and found out. They expose everything. To me, it's like, dude, you live such a reckless and perverted life and brutal life. You are a whole walking apex predator. And you decide to make more enemies out of enemies within the power structure. Within that power structure, you just decided it was okay to do that. That was a fatal flaw. And they blew up all this shit. I don't know if they did or not, but this is what's being alleged, or people are wondering if this was the case. And it makes sense to me. It makes total sense to me. Okay, during COVID-19, we had George Floyd. So to Garner, I'm down with the people he claimed racism. You know what? Puff Daddy, you know what? I see what you're saying, Deborah, but Puff Daddy is not one to claim racism to me. He's a whole apex predator. I strongly believe that he has something to do with both Biggie and Tupac. And we know those people in that high school that died. And think of all, that's my, hold on one second. That is my continuous glucose monitor. Okay, my numbers are within range. Good deal. Think about all of the people, and when you listen to the testimony in the trial, think about all of the people that were brutalized by this man and lives destroyed. Think about those who don't come forward. So he cried racism. I don't even want to hear, because he was given every blessing in the world, financial, but obviously something was wrong with him. And it all goes to his family of origin too. Like they say, he was turned out by allegedly Clive Davis and those people. I believe that industry, something dark is happening, and it's starting to come to light now. Now that we have social media, the powers to be, the legacy media cannot tell us. They don't have any control over what people are saying anymore. Usually they'll keep a tight lid on what's being reported. Not anymore. You can't do that. Not anymore. No. So Puff Daddy, I don't want to hear about racism, because he certainly didn't care about any of that when he was running around destroying lives. A lot of Black people lives. Oh, she had a boy, Deborah. All right. Good for her. Okay, Cassie and her husband and kids are living good. Yeah, Deluxe Life. Didn't you someone put in there she lives in an $11 million house or something, or $8 million? She's doing good for herself. But imagine what she's been through, though. I'm like, nah, no. I don't want that 35 million. No, I'll just stick with the little money I got, being part of the working poor. I don't want to take in none of that trauma. No, because imagine what she got to live with. Imagine what she has to live with. That is crazy. and an opiate addict too, and all them freak offs with and letting them mean. I mean, those are soul ties. So she had to stay high to screw those men and nasty. And then have oh, did you hear the testimony today? What was the what was the name of the person on the stand? Cartwright, was it Cartwright? The designer, the fashion designer, whatever. I think he's a gay man. Well, apparently Puff Daddy would string him up, and he said one time he was beaten. Puff Daddy was kicking. Puff Daddy came to the door. Was that yesterday with the other assistant's testimony? He came to the door with underwear on, and that's in a robe, and he was kicking the shit. He started kicking. So Cassie went through hell, but imagine all the others too. She's not the only one. She's not the only one. But I feel, I think she's got a lot of life experience to share with these young girls. That's why I think she should write a book and also do an interview, a round of interviews, and put what she wants to share in the book. But I think that she's got a wealth of life experience enough, especially in that situation, to educate these young women that you have to be very careful getting with these guys for money and putting up with abuse. It's going to cost you. And you can have it's like making a deal with the devil. Okay, I'll give you access to money, power, and, privilege beyond your imagination. But however, you got to put up with ass whoopings, kicking in stomachs, heads. Apparently, they showed the pictures today that when he was beating on her, he hit her head up against the headboard or something. She had a split right in her head. That girl was putting up with it, and it's like, wow. At that point, I think there might be some Stockholm syndrome stuff in there. He got her when she was 18. Now the criticism is, well, she was messing around with an older man before him. Yeah, she's still 18. And Puff Daddy had a hell of a lot more life experience than her. And more importantly, that fucker was a whole apex predator. Yes, he was. He was a whole apex predator, no doubt. That was a powerful dark force on her. She didn't have a chance. And she was nothing more than like a SCX doll. That's all to him. They claim that he loved Kim Porter. They said him and Kim Porter would meet 1 or 2 days out of the week at the hotel. So Kim Porter was obviously still keeping ties to him. But I'm not sure, because they say that he allegedly broke her nose on a boat. I think Kim Porter put up with a lot of abuse too. And I think they're trying to sell that, oh, she was the one that he really cared about. What difference does it make? That's a whole apex predator. There's no kindness there. That's a whole dark force. That is a dark force you do not want to fuck with. So Kim Porter, in my opinion, I think he has something to do with her. I wish they would investigate that, because I'm very suspicious about that. Now that I see how he rolls, and then Kid Cudi's dumbass, why are you messing around with that girl? That man was at your house. He broke into your house. He blew up your car. Why, you couldn't find another girl other than Cassie to sleep with? You lucky to be alive, Kid Cudi. I thought that was stupid. Okay, Deborah says, remember Kanye allegedly said, the moment you make more than 10 million, you've sacrificed, you give up something. You know what? I'm wondering. I really am. I think it's a very dark force in that industry, and we can see it now. I really do. Because you will be of light or of darkness. And then most of us, right or wrong, good and bad, light and dark, you know what I mean? And each day we're fighting back and forth. We got natural, we're human beings and we're flawed. So we're not always going to choose the most positive or most healthy path. Some of us, we're going to stumble and make mistakes. So, but in that industry, anytime it's something going on in that industry. And I think there is a very powerful dark element in that industry that's rolling around there. I do. I really do. And I think it's so perverted now. And think about this too. The music industry, Hollyweird with the actors, actresses, the entertainers, the celebrity culture, the athletes. Look at what they promote, and it's all unhealthy. Think about it. And that's because I think what's underlying and supporting that whole industry is a very dark force. And they got the power to influence our children. That's why we have to watch our kids. Really. They've got the power to influence our kids. Just like you think all this I heard there's one rapper that talks about if she put STDs in her song or something. Then you've got I don't want to get into labeling people, but let's just say this Puff Daddy's lifestyle is perverted to me. Okay. The industry they don't promote family values. And the part that when I say family values, I don't mean man and woman. I mean, it could be a gay couple. You know what? That's where I'm a social liberal. I don't believe in telling people who to fall in love with. That's not my right. As long as they are adults and they love each other, they love each other. Not my business. But I don't like the promiscuity in the industry that they promote. But I know that young people, because it's so controversial and it's like, oh, you get attention. That's a big deal to them. But I don't like the power that Hollywood previously had. Now with social media, we can scrutinize them better. So when you get a crazy ass celebrity that comes out and like Kanye with his, Nazi song, and then he's got his swastika T-shirts, it's clear that he's doing it for attention. We could tell that he's mentally ill. Recently, he said he was on his knees with his own cousin, male cousin, acting out gay sex. And it's like, okay, do we need to know that? But at least we can, in the social media, we can all talk about it. It's the town square. That's how I look at it. It's the town square. Let's get into it. And what it boils down to is that's just a severely mentally ill man who's got a lot of money. And Hollyweird cannot curate his personality and convince us that, and hide all of this crazy shit. No, he's going to come out and show it because, he's got the platform to do it. He's got millions of followers, and there's nothing legacy media. Well, I don't think any real reputable talent agency want to deal with Kanye now, but they did before. When he walked up there on American Music Awards and snatched the award from Taylor Swift, like he had a right. It was clear something was wrong with him, very clear. And we didn't have social media, they would have done all that they could to try and hide it and try to make sure that, because these big the talent agencies like Ari Emanuel, WME, they own all of these. People Magazine, Page Six, like who else? In Style, Harper's Bazaar, all of these, and now a lot of them are online. These are just PR arms for these big time agencies. And Ari Emanuel with WME, they are the biggest one, and then there's CAA, I think that's the other one. So they can't control what we get access to anymore. And these celebrities are narcissists. A lot of them are malignant narcissists, and they are not going to let you. If you give them a camera and a platform, they going. And all you got to do is give that to Kanye. He's crazy, cuckoo crazy as fuck, especially when you don't take his medicine. And he's going to get right on camera and let it roll, baby. And we get to see it. And now we're learning. And it's important, I believe, that those of us that's speaking out, no matter how small our platform is, even the larger, we got to speak truth to this sort of industry that's trying to push this crap, this filth. Like Kanye, that's filth. But you can't stop him because, we live in a free speech country. It's all about free speech. I say let them roll so we can see how crazy they are. Let the chips fall where they may. Like Meeghan Markle. I love it. I mean, I love it because we can see the machine working behind her as desperately as they can to really push her. And here's the part that I think is we should probably remember, and I don't think that in that little machine, in that little powerful that bubble that they're living in, they don't see us as real people. We're just kind of like commodity to them. Like, you know what I mean? We're just kind of like, we serve their purpose, like we just absorb their content, but they're telling us what it is that we should absorb. So they don't realize that we can see them, right? You know what I mean? And they don't also, more importantly, why are they pushing this girl when there are so many other talented people out there? You ever think about that? Why are they pushing her? Like, I like what Cat Williams said this about Tiffany Haddish a couple of years ago. Remember, there was a time when Tiffany Haddish was just about in every single movie. She was getting good roles, but nobody knew who she was. I didn't know who Tiffany Haddish was until I saw that movie with her, Girls Trip. That was the first time. Cat Williams said she's not even funny. And he was like, he said the same thing about Kevin Hart. You notice Kevin Hart's been in all kind of movies. You notice that? But Kevin Hart cannot fill out a stadium. He is not funny. He's not funny to me either. I don't find him funny whatsoever at all. And him and The Rock, then you make, and it's like, oh, so what they do is, because that industry, what Cat Williams was talking about when Harvey Weinstein allegedly asked him to get on his knees, and Cat Williams said, no, he was shocked. He was like, nah, I passed. Then he left and he saw all these black other actors. And then you think about how many movies did Harvey Weinstein produce that had black actors? And did those actors do that? Same thing with Christian Keys. He's in a lot of the black BET show, like Tyler Perry shows. And he came out with that video about talking about a rich black big time producer, whatever, director in Atlanta. And it was alleged that it was Tyler Perry basically harassing straight black men to get roles. And then all of a sudden, Christian Keys got quiet. He took the video down on Instagram, and some are speculating that he got paid. And then you look at Terrence Howard, who was on Bill Maher, and Terrence Howard was on Pat Bet David too. Terrence Howard said that he talked about it, that the minute there are no men in the industry, like they are. Who else said there's just bisexual men? He was one of Puff Daddy's old bodyguards was on Piers Morgan, and he said that most of the men in the industry now is bisexual. They all getting turned out. So why is it that men got to have sex with other men in order to get roles in Hollyweird? Or to get a music contract? Women have been harassed, but now it's both. It's men and women. So anyways, this cabal that's trying to promote Harry and Meghan, you still got to ask why? Why? And more importantly, there are so many talented people out there. So many talented people out there. How come they're not investing time? Like, what happened to talent scouts to go out and look for? I mean, is it such thing as someone who's really talented that can break it in Hollywood and not be harassed? Is that possible? I don't know. That's a good question to ask. Is it possible? Can a very talented actor or actress really go on the auditions, and really, can they actually make it and succeed in Hollywood or Hollyweird? Can they make it in Hollywood without doing a lot of Hollyweird shit? I don't think they can. And I think the actors and actresses that we see that have really made it, those that are really probably don't really want to be a part of it, they move outside of it. They don't, because you think about it, like we talked about Ron Howard, Opie, they don't live in Hollyweird. You've got Denzel Washington don't live in Hollyweird. Samuel L. Jackson don't live in Hollyweird. Who else? I don't know about Meryl Streep and all the old guys. Bobby D, Robert De Niro don't live in Hollyweird. He live in New York. Cillian Murphy. He's a great actor. He lives in Ireland in some rural area with his wife and children. So those actors that really love their craft, they kind of know. I'm not saying that these actors never had to do the casting couch, male or female. But what I am saying is that though there is something going on in Hollywood, that a lot of the really talented ones, they get the hell out of there. They don't, they don't indulge in that world because they know how dark it is. So, yeah. Deborah says, I agree, Deluxe Life. Deluxe says he would have already been gone. He has too much video on people. Yeah, they probably want to know where are those videos held? What do you think? Do you think when they raided his place, remember they said there was a plane that his private jet went over to somewhere in the Caribbean island somewhere? I wonder if that's where all the tapes went. I really do, because he's got video. This is over 30 years. He got history on a lot of people. A lot of people. So you know what? You might be right, because they don't have the evidence yet. So remember Epstein. Remember they said that when the officers and them went in there, Epstein had a camera room, where it was like the main room where everything was hooked up. Those were gone. Who's got those tapes? And you're right, they got to get hands on those tapes before they ever let them go. I mean, delete them. So I'm wondering, I think they got to find those tapes. And Puff Daddy is a dark force. So that may have been his insurance policy. Because I still think that man got 9 lives, meaning that he's a dark force. You notice the darker you are, they tend to live a long time. But they eat their own too. So Puff Daddy, if they can get their hands on those tapes, he's gone. But because they did not get their hands on the tapes, maybe it would benefit them to. I don't think they're going to pardon him at all. I don't think so. I think he's going away for a long time. He's just going to have to sit on them tapes until the day he dies. But they going to find, they are going to find it. These are powerful people. They're going to find it. Puffy to cucky with the labels, so they taught him a lesson for claiming racism. Is that what happened? Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying, Deborah, because he accused them of racism, didn't he, in the lawsuit? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You're right, because I do remember Pat Davis saying that in the documentary. He claimed, yes, he did. But my sister said it. She called it. Rita called it. She said, Rhonda, they're gonna tear him down. He going down. He's going down. Deluxe Life says Diddy thinks he's the mafia. Yeah, he got into that arrogance up there in that bubble. He's a malignant narcissist. Did you hear how this guy was just a fucking tyrant? Throughout, he was a fucking tyrant, and he was paying Cassie's assistant $65,000 a year in California, and she had to work from like 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then he made her go with him to Kid Cudi's house. The guy is a whole tyrant. But then it's like, how do you keep people employed paying that little amount of money? But I guess she thought, okay, she ran the numbers and she said, okay, I'm a designer. She wanted to kind of meet other celebrities in that circle. But he didn't let her do nothing. She couldn't do anything. I'm sure he had her on a non-compete clause, an NDA clause, just so she would never work. But it was like, I was shocked when she said 65 or 69. I'm like, in California? You guys that live in California, let me know. That's kind of, ain't that low? That is just, I mean, because California is so expensive, I can't even afford to go. I'm like, I'm keeping my ass over in Europe. I'm not going to California no more because I go broke. Okay, Deborah says, unfortunately, the industry only hire black faces such as Jay-Z's, Will Smith, Snoop, and Puffy. They're used to sell to us, but they didn't own anything. That's true. They don't own nothing. What they own? And I'm so disappointed. You know who is need to really be careful? Jay-Z. Jay-Z needs to really be careful. I mean, I'm saying if you got you know what, Jay-Z, ooh, if you got skeletons of any kind, oh, and then you know what? Jay-Z tend to like them young, because wasn't Beyonce young when he got with her? When they were Mama Tina said they were friends. They talked on the phone for a year. What? From 17 to 18 till she turned 18 years old? Is that what it is? And then there are rumors about Jay-Z and younger girls. So I don't know how true it is, but I'm saying this is the season for it. It just shows you give man or woman a little money and a little bit of power, and that dark force comes swooping right in. And I do believe that might be true. Once you get into making 15, 20 million in that range, that's when the dark forces really come. Because up there, then you want to keep making that kind of money. So then your God becomes money, power, prestige, praise, control. And then I get back to it. Where's the light in all that? Where's the light? God is everywhere, but you got to let him in. You got to invite him in. You have to invite him in. Yeah. Deluxe Life says 100%, Deborah. Yep. Deborah says, I hope from here she's able to heal. Yeah, I do too. I hope she is, because that is something. Oh, that is something oh my Lord. Years and decades later, her children will see Cassie all over the web. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's sad. But life be life, and we all got history. She just got to tell them. That's why I really think she should do a book and then do a couple of interviews. And then that way, because young girls need to understand this, you got to be really careful, really very careful of, just because a guy has money, man or woman, you don't know what kind of baggage they have with them. You don't know if they're of the light or of the dark. You know what I mean? Because everybody got baggage. You don't know if they are filled with darkness or most of us have mostly light. I think most people are not out here trying to harm anybody. They're just kind of in their own lane, living their own lives. But there are those out there, guys, really. They are out there, and they are of the darkness. They are. Trauma bonding. Mm-hmm. Her body has been through much. Yes. Yep. And Cassie loved Diddy, soul ties. Yeah. She was so young. And when I heard how he was brutal. And you ain't shit. Bring your ass home. And I'm like, oh, I can't even imagine being spoken to that way. I can't. So, but he got her when she was only 18, 19 years old. And she was blinded, and she was impressed by because he probably loved bomb her in the beginning, Oh, you're the most beautiful thing I ever seen. I love you. He had to love bomb her at first for her to fall for him. And then he had to groom her into these freak-offs, and he taught her the moves. They say that Clive Davis, who was saying that and Pat Bet David in his video, he's like, rumors have it that Clive Davis groomed Puffy. No, I think Puffy was like that way before Clive Davis, baby. Puff Daddy's from New York, and he was out there, and apparently, allegedly, his mother and his father, their background. I mean, it came from way before that. It was just Puffy was primed for it. I'm sure, it won't, he was doing all this stuff before he got famous. Sure he was. Deluxe Life. I know, I'm surprised she's able to carry babies. The body is truly resilient. Yeah. I am too, but she's young too. Personal, my opinion, J-Lo was probably abused too. She hinted at it in her musical video. Oh yeah, I just think Puff Daddy don't beat down every woman, but emotionally, he will tear her down emotionally. And J-Lo did admit that she was crying all the time. And I heard that J-Lo, this was right before they broke up. I heard she was knocking on doors in a hotel room that she found out he was there with another girl. And you know, Puff Daddy loved that. Ooh, ooh, he loved that. Oh yeah, that's a whole apex predator, honey. It's just that he didn't beat her down physically. He did not. I don't think J Lo was putting up with no ass whooping. I don't think that. I don't see that one. But emotionally, I think he really took her. I think she got it. She got that smoke. She got a lot of that smoke emotionally, and he would have loved to tear her down because J Lo is so beautiful, and when she was young and she was in her prime, so he wanted to remind her that okay, you're beautiful, but I can find other beautiful women. So he had to tear her down that way. Guaranteed, he did that. And I do not believe he beat on her. I think he did it to Cassie, and he did it to Kim Porter too, and some of the other girls. Like I heard Kim Porter, she had to have her whole nose done. This is alleged. I don't know for sure. And honestly, I believe that there is something more going on with that Kim Porter death. I really do believe that. I really, really do. Yeah, I really, really do. Unfortunately, the industry looks for wounded people so they can take advantage and control. Right. Yep, it seems that way. It seems like what they're doing is it seems like that industry has become invaded with a very dark element and it's perverted because you notice now I remember when I would listen to when politics go back and forth, this had to have been like 10 years ago or so, when they were saying the conservatives will say the liberal media is trying to turn on our kids, and then blah blah blah, and it was like, oh yeah, whatever, whatever. And then I started looking, they would always criticize Hollywood, and they would say they're trying to turn our kids, they're trying to sexualize our children too young, and blah blah blah. Then I started paying more attention because I got two kids. And once my kids started getting of age where they were more on the social media, and then I started paying more attention to it. Then I'm like, you know what? That might be a point. I'm like, you know what? They may have a point because, and I think I don't think it's a Republican or Democrat thing. And I don't think it's conservative to want your children to. You want to wait till they're as old as possible before they're exposed to sexual content. I mean, and I noticed that with Hollyweird, and then now we see what happened with Nickelodeon and how they were still pushing producers. They were hiring producers or hiring people rather, runners and stuff that had a child abuse or child, that PEDO background. Then it's like, how the hell does this happen? Then the two Corys, remember the two Corys, and one of them ended up unfortunately dying. He said that Charlie Sheen raped him when he was like 13 years old in the trailer. Those two boys, and the other one that's still alive, he talks a lot about Hollywood. So Hollywood and Hollyweird are interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. And I do notice that they do have younger kids. They sexualize these younger kids. These younger kids are exposed to a lot more adult sort of content way before their time. And we can only look at the celebrities as examples to see how they just sped out of control. Remember Dana Plato from Different World, um, Gary Coleman, they sped out of control. The two Corys, out of control. Who else? I mean, you can go Demi Lovato. Wasn't she a Disney kid? Right? You can. It's just really, really something stinks, and I do think it's something stinks in Hollywood. Hollyweird. They're interchangeable now, and I think here where you say they hire wounded people, that's because they can control them. So why would you give Tiffany Haddish all these roles she don't deserve? Think about other actors and actresses. You think, how did they get their role? And you'd be like, I don't understand how they got it. Why? How do they decide who's going to be the next? Remember Halle Berry in Monster? Remember that SCX scene on the floor with Billy Bob Thornton? She got that Oscar because her son had died. Remember? So how did she get an Oscar over Angela Bassett? I'm just saying. Did Haley Berry have to actually have sex intercourse with Billy Bob Thornton? Did she do a lot of work to get that? And then the Oscar really didn't do her no good. I mean, she's a celebrity, but I mean, what other work has she done? I mean, she's done movies, but and I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying, to me, it would break my heart to see Angela Bassett on the floor naked, playing a role where she got to get naked and have intercourse with an actor to get a role. I don't really want to see that. I'm talking about Angela Bassett when she was younger too, because she's up there in age. But Halle Berry, those are the things that make me wonder: how is it that Halle Berry get an Oscar? But remember in that movie what she did. So those are the things I asked. I mentioned, Jamie Foxx. Now, Jamie Foxx is talented. He can sing and he can act. Because when he played that movie with he did Ray, with Ray Charles, he deserves it. But I mean, he had attended a lot of parties, and he and Tom Cruise were pretty close, and we heard about Tom Cruise. So, but Jamie Foxx, I can't include him because he's very talented. I like Jamie Foxx, but even Terrence Howard, you notice Terrence Howard is one of the best actors in the game to me. And you notice Terrence Howard, his star never rose. I mean, and he said it. He said he'll just be doing Chitlin Circuit movies, and that's code for what? Black movies, I guess. But you notice he is an incredible actor, and he gets work, but he could never break it into Will Smith level. And I believe Terrence Howard is 10 times more talented than Will Smith. And I do think Will Smith's a talented actor, but I think Terrence Howard got him beat. But you notice there's a ceiling as far as Terrence go. And I think it's a ceiling because Terrence, besides the fact that he's cuckoo crazy, but they can handle that. But he did not get on his knees like they wanted him to. And he's talking about it. Thank you for social media. I love social media. Because if he didn't have that platform to start talking, because and he's a narcissist, all you got to do is give them a camera and a microphone, and they are going to reveal who they are. And they're going to tell us it. Just let them talk. And Terrence is out here talking. Cat Williams out here talking. You got, which I appreciate. And then you got Puff Daddy running crazy. You got Meeghan Markle. We're going to get into her in a minute. Meeghan Markle, her canceling, by the way, that was nothing more than just to keep her. It was a PR stunt. It was a marketing trick. She knows she was not ever going to keep selling them products. She's going to keep using that. But in her mind, we'll talk about her in a minute. So thanks for the comments. Yes, I love it. People believe the industry unalived Whitney. You know what was so sad? Remember, Clive Davis was hugging Whitney over the years. It was like they were tight, right? When she was upstairs dead in that tub, downstairs they were having his annual party, right? Why wouldn't he cancel that party since the woman he so cared about so much and he spoke at her funeral? Remember? Why wouldn't he cancel it? Would you still hold a party downstairs? I wouldn't. I would say it's canceled. I am sorry. Those who want to stay to have dinner will serve food, but we're going to reschedule this party. She was dead up there in the bed. So she's one that, she's a perfect one where the industry, this was before social media. Whitney, they've tried to market her as this beautiful class. She was beautiful to me. Now, let me tell you guys, this is interesting. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because I think Whitney Houston is absolutely beautiful. I think she was absolutely beautiful. But my sister did not so much. My sister said, she looked okay. Beauty, but anyways, she didn't think it. And so beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But remember how the legacy media and the talent agents, the marketing side of it, they tried to promote her as this very classy and beautiful singer with this incredible voice, this beautiful one with this incredible voice. But Whitney, that's not who she was. Whitney was urban street. That's who she was. She just had this beautiful voice. We didn't have social media at the time until Whitney and Bobby Brown did that reality TV show. And then we were like, it was shocking. She was a whole, she said crack is whack. She certainly was a whole drug addict, and it was shocking to see. But we would not have really known the extent of her addiction and and it was just awful. And then her daughter dies too, so it was pretty sad. Now, one episode, I don't know if you guys remember, she was constipated, so they went to bed. She had Bobby Brown, and I said, "Are you guys serious?" She had Bobby Brown stick his finger up her, anal area to pull to, I guess, declog. And I could not believe what I was seeing. This was early reality TV. I was like, "Oh my God." But I knew something was up when she picked Bobby Brown. I knew that. I was like, that was an odd move, because I'm like, what? Do you suffer from low self-esteem or what? What is going on? You Whitney Houston. No, she is Whitney Houston, but she was not what they tried to curate her image to be. She was whole street, smoking drugs and everything. Hey, Roxana Napier. Roxana, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Deborah says, if Puffy is sick, then we have to look at the whole political, music, Hollyweird system, because they're all linked. Look at the ones who allowed that Puffy to exist. Yep, that's true, Deborah. I mean, and he could not have gone 30 years doing this. He was literally, he was driving around Hollywood Hills looking for Kid Cudi. He was looking for that young man. Well, he's older now. He's in his 40s, but at the time he was a young man. He had to have been like, in his late 20s or something, early 30s. Puff Daddy, and he said, there he is, and chased him in the car, then blew up his car. So he was, and that's what we're hearing on the stand. Thank God for social media, okay, y'all? But my question is, and I think Pep that David in his documentary, I'm gonna do my research. I just want to do the timeline of when he filed that lawsuit, especially since my sister spotted it all along. I want to do it. It's going to be really quick. We're just going to do the timeline of when that lawsuit started, how many months before his property was raided, how many months after that was this video, did this video pop, the video that CNN had been holding to allegedly 8 years, or who provided to CNN. What? So you telling me CNN, one of the executives on that board is part of? She was an intelligence officer with the CIA at one time. Really? I mean, and then the prosecutors and that are involved. It's like, oh, so I'm curious, and you know that when we're curious, we got to dig in. You don't have to be a video that takes an hour. All we got to do is see the timeline, the dates, and then just see how this trial plays off. But yeah, I do think I said it all along, they're all intertwined as one. They are. Because when they wanted to come down on Puff Daddy, and then Puff Daddy was caught, like you said, he did call them racist. And then all of a sudden, his property gets raided, all of a sudden. And then it looks like Puff Daddy was saying, wait a minute, this is they're railroading me, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, CNN. So who provided CNN? So is CNN, did CNN have it? Pat Bet Davis says CNN had that tape for 8 years. But how does he know that? That's the thing. See, it could have been that those who wanted CNN to have it gave it to him. And CNN, being what they are, they're going to air it. But they could have said, but you know what? How was Cassie being brutalized? And how, when you listen to the trial, there are numerous people that have been totally brutalized by that animal. And they ignored it. The legal system ignored it. Why all of a sudden now you care? Cassie couldn't get no help. And another thing that stood out for me, no one in Hollywood is speaking up on her behalf. Even after the trial, do you see all the celebrities are mute? That is a tale to me. Nobody is saying, and you notice on Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood or the Billy Bush, I think he's got his own YouTube channel, but I like Billy Bush. I don't know, News Nation, that the celebrity gossip person. Anybody talking about, does anybody ask any of the celebrities, what do you think of poor Cassie? What do you think happened to her? No, I'm saying, oh my God, did you see that video? Nobody's even asking them a question. That's how you know the industry is rotten. It's no longer Hollywood, it's Hollyweird. And I strongly believe those, and think about it, those who really making money in that industry, who are of, we can assume they're of the light a little bit. At the very least, we know they don't want to be a part of that dark force. And remember, I told you, when you see when you spot an apex predator or somebody with a filled with a dark spirit, you run, you go the other way, because they will consume your whole life with their darkness. It's like black magic. I mean, really. So when you think of celebrities like Bobby De Niro, who's an exceptional actor, and other celebrities that do not live in that cesspool of filth, they leave. Like Kenny Loggins, he lives in, that's, I'm aging myself, but the one that, it was James Taylor that Harry Meghan went, but Kenny Loggins was the one that I paid to see backstage. He lives in Santa Barbara too. He lives in Montecito. So they don't live in Hollywood. Megan don't like Montecito. Megan want to be up in the mix of it, honey. I bet you she be in that Beverly Hills hotel. Oh God, she be up in it. So it's something going on there, and it's no longer Hollyweird. It's Hollywood. It's not Hollywood. It's Hollyweird. And those who are making money in that industry, whether they're directors, producers, or actors, or whatever, those who do not want to be near that darkness, they stay far away, and they come in and do their job, and then they take their ass back. Because that's what I would do if I was an actress, or happen to be one of the writers, or a producer, director. I'm not playing that game anyways. I will not be playing that game, but I'm not in that industry. So, but I'm sure they may have had to play the game a little bit, and then until they can get into the system and book jobs. But it's like it's like the producers and stuff, and those that hire the what do you call it, the agencies, but those that casting, those who cast the movies and stuff, they all, it's a small circle, and they all know each other. And that explains to me why you see all of a sudden they decided Tiffany Haddish will be the one, and then they gave her all these movies. And then that whole thing with that video on Funny or Die, where she had that one of her friends, a son, in some draws in a tub with that comedian. What is this? Smears, something. And then that's when she got too hot, and then she was drunk driving, and then she at that award she saw Shakira, and she's like, Shakira. She was drunk, Shakira, and Shakira just kept walking. It's like, you are an ignorant buffoon. So they stopped. You notice she's been real quiet, which is what Meeghan Markle need to do, by the way. Tiffany Haddish, that's smart. Just stay quiet. Go mute. Wait for the dust to settle. So you wonder, people like that, how is it that she got there? What kind of work was she doing? And Kevin Hart, what kind of work were you doing, Kevin? Because there's no way in hell you're going to convince me otherwise. Because then I'm like, The Rock. How did The Rock? Because I know he's appealing, but he's in a lot of movies. And then he was talking about running for president. And I'm like, how did you get pushed up like that, The Rock? How? And then you see that other one, John Cena, being pushed up. Okay. But I'm like, And then you hear Puff Daddy's security guard that say all them men they bisexual. So it's like they just I think they get turned out, because those dark elements, you got to play the game in order to make it. If you're not willing to play the game, you're not going to get ahead, period. So People Magazine, yeah, that is a propaganda rag for the celebrities. And the celebrities, like I told you, they can upload their own PR piece right onto People Magazine. The piggies always existed. Hugh Hefner. Warner Bria. Who's that? Deborah, who's Warner Bria? I text Puffy and it changed to piggies. What? You said, are you serious? What? Okay. This stuff goes back since the beginning of time. We just have the internet now. Yeah, that is true. You have the internet now because thanks to social media, and it started with the internet. It's hard to keep secrets these days, and people are talking because they can get paid. You got some of these internets, like some of these content creators on YouTube, they be having 1 million followers. I mean, subscribers, so they got large platforms and they can afford to pay for whistleblowers, people that can talk, be spilling the tea. There are those who prefer to spill tea in secret, and then there are those that are that is willing to come all open, baby. Especially if you having affairs with men or women. Oh, they're gonna come out and start talking. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hey, Rinsky, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Hi, Rhonda. The mistake Megan makes is she keeps clapping back to every little thing in the media, which only makes her less trustworthy. No one can support you if they don't trust you, in my opinion. That's true. Now, let's get on to Megan Markle, though, because did you guys hear that Megan Markle has decided to cancel her? Well, earlier today, it was reported, I think she said in an interview that she wanted to cancel her As Ever brand. Now Vanity Fair came out. I guess she decided and saw the blowback from it, or not the blowback. She saw the criticism of it. And then she came out and said, well, no. And I'll read that to you. But I have a theory on her, and it's not complicated. I do have a theory, and here it is. First of all, that As Ever was nothing more. It was supposed to be temporary. If it worked, it worked. If not, not. But it was nothing more than an alternative way for Megan Markle to market herself. The other part is that you would think that, okay, Megan, you're giving, this machine is giving her more than anybody. They are investing time in her. And then, by the way, Oprah and Tyler Perry, we're not fooled. We know that you're still supporting Megan Markle. No one's fooled. But, here's my point. Megan Markle, she does not want to work hard, y'all. I keep telling you, she's a petty thief and she's lazy. Her and Harry. So they come up with these ideas. But when you start your own business, you got to work your ass off to get it up and running. Now, she's got the benefit that she's got money, but she's also that money is running low because she's spinning at a really fast clip. So they're not making enough to, to bring in to keep that level. They're spending too much. But she does not want to work hard. That's my theory. She don't want to work hard. So what we're seeing is she put it out there, it's marketing, but what it will require to keep that business up and running will require some commitment on her part. She ain't trying to work, y'all. She want to do the least amount of work. Remember, she decided that would be an easier thing to do than working for it. I mean, imagine someone who got that hard work ethic, got that grit, and willing to work it out and stick it out. If it's their business, is something they could believe in, and then you get a machine that gives you hundreds of millions of dollars. A machine that gives that to you. I mean, she could actually catapult into the stratosphere if she had sense, but there's nothing there. She don't want to work hard. She does not want to work hard. She wants it given to her. And that's what we're seeing. She does not want to work hard. She wants it given to her. Yes, ma'am. The whole idea of working for it, no. So that's why she jumps around too. Because when it requires that she gets up, she has more disciplined schedule. She's got to focus on the brand, on growing the brand. It's a commitment, and it's going to require a lot of your time and grit. But the beautiful thing is you got a machine that's pushing hundreds of millions into your brand. It should be easy, right? It's not easy because she don't want to work for it. She just want to put it out there and then get money for it. And she do a PR scheme or something, and then she thinks she could have a product to come out. What was this? This As Ever. Before that, wait, what happened to the clothes that were posted? I thought she was an affiliate. She was posting clothes on her. I don't know. Is that part of As Ever too? I don't know. I just believe that she does not want to work hard, period. She's like, okay, I married the gorilla. He's a prince. I stole him from the royal family. I stole the name. So this should really bring me the money that I need to live the lifestyle that I believe I deserved. But it's not working out for her because, and can you imagine if I had a fraction of those opportunities? And that's why I'm saying the powers to be, this machine, they don't give a damn about us. Because I'm thinking to myself, how come a Big O, I can't speak to the rest of them, but I will speak to the rest of them. Do they have any apprentice programs for those who want to break into the industry? Or is it only for those who are getting on their knees and bending over and then who marry a dimwit prince? Is that the only ones you guys are committed to? I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to wonder. They push them because they're done with the agendas. Because they're down with the agendas. Yeah, that's what you see how Megan Markle, think about it. Megan Markle took Prince Harry from the comforts and protection of the royal family to Hollyweird, California. To Hollyweird, y'all. He hanging out with Kris Kardashian, the biggest pimp in Beverly Hills. He's hanging out with who else? Her toy boy Corey Gamble with his ties to Puff Daddy. Kim Porter's house when she died. We saw that video. What is he doing there? What's his role? He was Justin Bieber's tour manager. What is going on? We heard what happened to Justin Bieber. Really? And then now he's hanging out with John Travolta. Really? That's what you wanted. And now Megan is right there, rooted right there in Hollyweird. She couldn't resist herself. Ted Sarandos and his wife, they live in Calabasas, I believe, or no, it's in Beverly Hills, but they're very close with Gwyneth Paltrow. That's why Gwyneth took one for the team with Megan Markle. Gwyneth is in Montecito. Now you see Gwyneth moved to Santa Barbara. She didn't stay in Hollyweird. She's staying out. She's staying out of it. She's an old guard. Her mother and her father were in the industry. So Ted Sarandos, they're in Cal. I think they are in Beverly Hills. I'm not sure though. But the head of Paramount Pictures and his wife, I think they're in. I don't know. Are they in Montecito? I think they did disclose that, but they are deep in Hollyweird. And look at the head of Paramount, his history with Nickelodeon. Okay, and then Ari Emanuel, isn't he in Beverly Hills? I don't know, but he's deeply in the industry. So, and then Big O, Tyler Perry and her wife, Gayle King. So Big O and Tyler Perry got a lot of money. So how come, or do they have apprenticeships for minority people to break into the industry? Does Netflix, now I got to tell you, Netflix got some good, exceptional content. So I think they are offering. It's just, why are they pushing so hard with Megan? And I believe that's because they've got something planned in the future with the Harry and Meghan story, the real story. Looks like it's all about money and connections now. Pay a PR company enough and they'll make you famous. Yeah. Yep. Yes, they do, Rinsky. So let's get into Harry and let's get into Megan Markle because she have decided. Let's look at the first article because she changes her mind. She changes her mind. So let me share this. Hold on. First, she said that let's dig into it. And then Vanity Fair has an article a couple of hours ago correcting it. So she must have called them. See that, yeah, these are the PR rags. That's all they are. They are there to promote these celebrities. And and it is what it is. But we're going to keep shining a light and watching it. So no, this is Vanity Fair. Hold on. I wanted to do the Daily Mail first. This is the one I want to do because this is the one that came out earlier. So the Daily Mail says here, Megan Markle insider reveals she plans to restock sold out gem after Judge. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Okay. All right. So earlier today, she said both of them, they updated their content. You see that? So first, Megan Markle hinted, and let's get into the detail here. Megan Markle previously hinted that she may never restock her jam despite the first batch selling out within 45 minutes. Well, yeah, if you buy all the stock yourself, and you only stock 6, you only have 6 in the inventory, then yeah, you're going to sell out fast. So this is just a PR move, right? I mean, we are all aware of that, right? That's just a PR move. So let's go down a little bit farther here. It came as she told a U.S. business magazine that she was planning to step back to assess her as ever brand. But luckily, fans of the Duchess Sussex online shop won't have to wait as long as they thought, as an insider told Mail Online to expect a restock soon. Oh, okay. So was she creating, was this just a fake buzz, you guys think? Megan, 43, spoke about her business and balancing work with motherhood as the first series of her podcast, published by Lemonada Media, came to a close. She revealed the surprising turn as ever could take, hinting at future step into the fashion industry, but said for now she is planning to launch a new range of merchandise in early 2026. Oh, so she want to jump from that to fashion. Okay, we'll see, Megan. The category of fashion is something I will explore at a later date because I do think that's an interesting space for me, she said. Addressing her first online shop, Megan said Netflix agreed that rather than market her products under their brand, it would make sense for her to have her own store. In the interview, the Duchess also revealed she wouldn't know what to call herself if she had to write a resume. So, you know what, guys? By the way, I was trying to find music to play when I do Megan, because I want to start reading some of Megan's word salad speeches. Because let me play let me see if I can find the music so I can share it with you guys right quick, so you can get a hint of what I will be playing when I do her. Hold on one second. Let me see. Present here. Okay, and let's see. Okay, video file. Uh-oh. And then download. Hold on. I'm getting used to this, but it's taking a little time. What did I do? Let's see. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not video. It's the mute. Oh, here it is. Music. It's a download. Oh, come on. It's in the wrong place. I don't think it's going to let me. Darn it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try one more thing here. Let's see. Try video file. Let's see if it comes up. So I got some cute music. Let me see. Date modified. Let me see. Why won't it come up? I don't like that. I do not like that I don't get what I want here. Let me try. You know what? I'm going to mail it to myself. Hold on. I'm going to mail it to myself and then I'll play it. Hold on. Where did it go? It is. Yes. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm going to play because this is the music I'm going to play for Miss Megan when I read some of her word salads, and maybe when we do her content, because it's kind of like childlike. I mean, it's like hold on one second. It is add a little humor to it. You got to, because these people are absolutely cuckoo crazy. So let's see. Here's what. Let's do this. I'm going to send it to myself and then I'm going to play it. Oh, come on. Wait, it won't let me do it. The address to was not. Oh, okay. I see. There's an error in my address. Here we go. Okay. I was getting too excited. Sorry about that. All righty. So then we're going to open it up here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm loving it. Hold on. You guys, does this song sound good when I play Megan Markle's crazy because we got to read some of her word salad, her interviews, because they literally be word salad, and it's just like, what? So I'm gonna play it so you guys, and let me know what you think. Is this perfect for her? Hold on. Let's start over.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
I don't know what to call myself. I don't know what I would write in the resume. I think it speaks to this chapter we find ourselves in, where none of us are one note, but I believe all the notes are playing a part of the same song. Listen to that. I have a mom's moment.
Artlist.io.
Especially in the business world, the plans for the future. My son Archie has done me. I was like a little kid, believing coins in a little finest. I had a lot of business meetings the next morning, but I still chose to cuddle with him the rest of the night. Those mom moments energized me to a better founder, a better employer, a better boss. Go ahead, Meeghan. That girl is crazy. Go ahead. What y'all think? What y'all think of that sound? Or should I find another one? She just, let's pull this back up because she just cracked me up with these. I don't understand it. It's like in a whole, it's just fantasy land, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Uh-oh, hold on. Can I pull this up? Let me pull this back up for you. That was fun. Let me add that back to the stage. That was a little cute. So y'all let me know what you think because I'm trying to find a good background noise song to play. So I'm on this Lick It, Lickd, where you it's a free, this particular song is a free, royalty-free one. I just have to download the licensing. But yeah, you guys can. Oh, I just realized, I hope they don't ding me for it. That's okay. But let's read what Meeghan. You guys got to see this one. This part, I don't get it. Here it is. She says, can you see? She says her son, revealing her son Archie has begun to lose his teeth. She described becoming the tooth fairy and leaving coins and a little dinosaur under his pillow. She said, I had a lot of business meetings the next morning. Really, you did? Oh, yeah, we know them business meetings, Meeghan. Oh, yeah. You networking and building relationships. That's what they call it, right? So she says, I had a lot of business meetings the next morning, but I still chose to cuddle with him the rest of the night. Those mom moments energized me to be a better founder, a better employer, a better boss. Okay. Okay. There you go, Meeghan. There you go. Okay, Meeghan. Okay. I bought all 8 of Meeghan Markle's As Ever products. Here's why they're a massive ripoff. Ooh. And look at the cheap ass labeling. I'm like, girl. After nearly a year, after a year of anticipation, can you guys see that? Yeah. Okay. So, well, I don't want to get in copyright issues with it, but she did buy all 8. Oh, these are all 8. Look at that cheap shit. Come on now. Look at this, guys. Come on. Look at that. Are you serious? I wonder how much that costs her, because the jam I hear is what, $29? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Look at that. Look at that cheap shit. Who's buying that but dimwits? Really, who's buying that? Nobody's buying that. God, come on now. We got to come on. We got to look at this. We have to do our due diligence to tell the whole story. So this person bought all 8. Let's see what they say. Let's watch the video. Oh, wait a minute. What they do? They got me, y'all. Hold on. I hate when they have those pop-up screens that pop up. So let's listen to this.
Before Avid Exchange, accounts payable was a total goat rodeo.
Sorry for the commercials. Kill me with the commercials.
Now our entire process is digital.
Streamline your processes with intelligent AP software backed by experts.
Go.
Learn more at avidexchange.com.
It's almost over. Wait, now how do I skip this?
I don't know. Is that jam?
Oh!
It's wet.
So bitter. Hi, I'm the Daily Mail, and we're here to see if Meghan Markle's jam.
Oh, this is real. Can you hear it?
Some popular brand.
It's very sweet.
Very, very sugary.
Sorry, guys. Let me make it bigger so you can see the.
Some toast.
So I've heard Meghan's is not as sweet. It's a bit watery. I'd say that's not Meghan's. Oh, it's already different. It's like smells like earthy. Whoa.
Doesn't even smell very good.
Tart, sweet, seedy. A little bit on the runnier side for me.
It's kind of sour. Tastes kind of like, I don't know. It tastes gross though.
Ooh.
Like
Like syrup.
You'd put it on a McDonald's sandwich.
It's barely even jam. It's more of like a no sugar sauce.
Do you like it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, like this is jam. Like what? This is chunky, like the first one.
That's somewhere in the middle.
Like when you can actually feel strawberries.
$14 now. I would not.
I'm not a fan.
No.
It was good, but $14 worth.
Meghan's jam just lacks a lot of structural integrity. It's got kind of the je ne sais quoi of a jam, but it doesn't quite get there.
Oh, did y'all
Before
see
Avid
that?
Exchange, accounts payable was a total.
So, yeah, it did not look good at all. They interviewed people, and it looks like, let's look at the rest of the article here. Okay, yeah, did you see those people's response? See, that's what we need to see. Honest response. That's right. So it says here, after nearly a year of anticipation, Meeghan Markle has finally unveiled her as ever product line to the world, but was it really worth the wait? All right, let's get to the truth. The short answer, not really. Now, let me just preface this by explaining that I really wanted to like these products. I actually think that Meeghan has impeccable style, and I'll admit I did cave and buy her gel nail polish colors off her new Shop Me page. Well, then you're a clown. But no, I don't want to say that. Okay, good for you, but I wouldn't buy nothing Meeghan sells. She's a grifter. Okay, I have been excited for the launch ever since she sent my Kris Jenner. Wait a minute, who wrote this article? Daily Mail. Who's the author? I mean, who's Jane Hurst? Jane, who are you? Okay. So Kris Kardashian is her idol, a whole Beverly Hills pimp, huh? That edits her own daughter's SCX videos. Okay. See what I'm talking about? These are the people that are publishing articles that our children might read. Impressionable young adults who look at this and think Kris Kardashian is someone to be admired. Are you serious? Okay, let's finish. She says, I have been excited for the launch ever since she sent my idol, Kris Jenner, a jar of her homemade jam last year under the old brand name, American Riviera Orchard. And after watching With Love Meeghan on Netflix, I was looking forward to the product launch even more. After seeing that gorgeous rented kitchen on TV, I feel like I got to play that Meeghan song. After seeing that gorgeous rented kitchen on TV, I was waiting to mimic the magic of Montecito in my New York City studio apartment. Girl, as she promised in her recent newsletter, what? Female managed to get our hands on all 8 sold-out products to put them to the test, including the oversold wildflower honey that was nearly impossible to buy. It was the last item in our order to arrive despite expediting it. Meeghan. These are the products in them cheap-ass boxes. And you guys, I told you that I have my Tiffany perfume that I love. It smells so good. It's in a container like this. I can't imagine having some kind of food, jam. I don't want that in a container. No, thank you. But I guess she wanted to give the air of classy. Classy. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at that. Yes, look at that. Okay. But as we tested of the products in her as ever line, Nothing really stood out as especially worth it or special. We felt like the baking mixes were tedious and difficult to make, while the jam proved to be more of a dessert sauce than a raspberry spread. So, without further ado, here is Female's official ranking as we share what's actually worth buying and what you could leave behind in a shopping cart at Montecito. Ain't that something? Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Her herbal hibiscus tea, $12. It's number 8, by far the worst product that the Duchess is selling under the As Ever brand. In fact, we felt so strongly about it that we would recommend she completely stop making this kind of tea and pivot to a new flavor. The tea arrived in a cute 0.9-ounce can, complete with signature gold branding and palm tree logo, and came with 12 sachets. What? The one highlight of this product was the sachets it came in, which appeared to be packaged in chic nylon baggies, giving it an elevated look compared to regular paper tea bags that you find in everyday brands. Oh, okay. They said don't buy it. Oh, look at the cut. Oh, that's a little too red, ain't it? Oh, look at this. They said before we even took a sip, the tea had turned a bright red color, which was, yeah, that's what I thought, quite unappetizing. And as it looked like the color of red dye. It is red dye. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. That doesn't even look right. That don't even look right. That's a cancer risk too, right? On the back of the jar, Megan shared that she liked to let the tea steep in a mason jar outside in the sun. But unfortunately, since we're in a corporate office and not a sprawling California backyard, we didn't get a chance. All right, so I'm not going to read all of this, but we're just going to scroll down. Oh, shit. Herbal peppermint tea. That's number 7. They said it wasn't necessarily as terrible as hibiscus, but it had the same problem. It tasted like the idea of a mint. When we held up the tea to your mouth before taking a sip, we were immediately hit with a huge whiff of peppermint. But the tea itself tasted bland. Okay. Herbal lemon ginger. What about this? It's lighter on the lemon side and a bit heavy on the ginger. But that's overwhelming. Okay. So, oh, there go Weirdo. There she go. There she go, y'all. We got to play that song. Whenever she go out acting weird around us, we got to play that song because she is a nutty as a fruitcake. Okay, flour sprinkles. Remember these now? Does anybody want flour sprinkles on your food? Okay, if you've watched even 1 minute of Megan's show, you would know that flour sprinkles are her thing, perhaps even more than her jam. Throughout the series, she loves to put these sprinkles, which are essentially a colorful mix of dried out flour pieces, on who wants dried out flour pieces on their food? Not only did Megan use the flour sprinkles to top her frosted donuts and yogurt parfaits, but she also used it to garnish tea sandwiches and crudité platters. That is nasty. That is right. No, thank you. No, thank you. And look, it came into that. Look in that little container. Oh, you see how they stick it on there? Oh, look at that. Okay. These sprinkles were really the star of With Love Megan. She decided to sell her own for $15, y'all. Look at this. $15. Look at that. Oh, let's scroll down. Look at that little container. $15 to get dried up flour sprinkles. Are y'all in for that? How did they taste? She said the first thing that really struck was the price. Yes. You can find similar products on Amazon for under $10 or even Etsy. Yes. Megan's are sold in a compact gold 0.17 gram jar with a clear top so the customers can immediately get a peek into the sprinkles. Woo! Okay. Oh, look at this, y'all. It's worth noting that the package of sprinkles wasn't quite filled to the top, more like halfway. The As Ever flour sprinkles come in a mix of red, yellow, orange, and blue, but they look more like confetti than petals, and it didn't seem to have much shape. That's what I thought, too. Look at this. The flour sprinkles were fine, but they definitely didn't look as pretty as Megan made them on the show. We felt them kind of unnecessary and didn't elevate anything to look much different than it already did. Look at this, y'all. Look at that shit. And y'all bought it. Look at that. She's a grifter. Okay, she's just she's a petty grifter, but she add a little upscale, a little class to it, and she don't even have class because she thought this was going, what was this gonna do? And people, well, I'm sure most people didn't buy it. She bought most of it herself. So, but look at this shit here. Look at that. All right, guys. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that, y'all. Oh, that's disgusting. Her crepe mix, I ain't going through this. I don't feel like going through her stuff. I mean, the girl is foolish. Raspberries. Oh, Lord. Look at the raspberry spread. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. She just, you know what? She dumps shit together and throw it out on the market and see if a fool would buy it. That's what she did. Oh, I love it. This is even better. This is even better. Okay, so let's look at this one. She tried it. Come on, let's look at this. Let's look and see. No, let's just pull it up. Look at that. I don't want to play. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm copyright. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. What they say about the flavor? Typically, a jar of jam is thicker and sticks together, whereas when we stuck our spoon into Megan's raspberry spread, its consistency dripped off the silverware like a sauce. It was unappealing, to say the least. As for the taste, it's extremely sweet, and we meant really sweet. It is reminiscent of a sugary raspberry dessert sauce rather than a jam or spread that meant to be eaten on a piece of toast. The flavor was surprisingly strong, which meant we could taste the sour lemon in the spread, which Megan had promised in the production description. So, yeah, limited edition Wildflower. Y'all, she sold this for $28. Limited edition Wildflower honey with honeycomb. $28. People are so stupid. Oh my God. People are so, oh. They said it was lucky enough to get our hands on Megan's limited edition $28 Wildflower honey with honeycomb, a product that was so popular it accidentally sold out. You know what? Look at this. Look at that. And she got a honeycomb in there. Look at that. Oh my God. A 9-ounce jar. It had a waxy taste. So they were mixed on this one. Shortbread cookie mix for $14. Oh no, nasty. She's got those flower petals on there. That's disgusting. Okay, Megan. Okay, good job, Megan. You got them, girl. You got them. All right, guys. What do you think, guys? That's hilarious. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. People are buying that stuff. That girl is a grifter. And Megan, you still not gonna make that money, girl. You live in Jeff Bezos life, okay? But I get you. You know, one thing you can tell is she will grift. And I think her mama and her daddy taught her that. More like her mama, maybe. She's a grifter. She is a grifter. That is hilarious. What do you guys think of that? Let's look at some of the comments. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Let me take a, okay. Deborah says that she thinks when it comes to Meghan Markle and Netflix, I'm beginning to think there's a secret deal made to keep her, either through Charles, but something is up. So, Deborah, you think that there might be support behind the scenes from King Charles? That's what you're thinking, Deborah? Because, well, you know what? That's something to think about, that maybe King Charles is the one that's keeping them afloat. But what happens when King William comes in? That one I'm looking forward to seeing. That one I'm looking forward to seeing. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Deborah says, I find it interesting that the Markle family were into a lot of photography. Can you imagine if they were a team and blackmail people? Oh, they were a lot of photography. I think Meghan Markle is, I would not put it past her to get Prince Harry involved in their little entanglements. You know, when she go and make connections and build relationships and network, Meghan style. And she's exposing Harry to Hollywood. And she's making him, she's basically, he's like served on a plate to these predators. Kim Kardashian mom edited her own SCX tapes. Ray J said that. And it was exposed that they were behind it all along. So she's the biggest pimp in the world. And her boy toy with his connections, I can't say it enough. The fact that he's connected to Puff Daddy, and he was there at Kim Porter's house when the coroner was there and he's standing on the outside. How does that happen? What is going on with him? And Meghan Markle, and she see in her mind, because I'm telling you guys, all that's part of her world. She's part of that Hollyweird. Yeah. Now she's hoping to get, you know, and she is getting breaks, but I can't wait to see when King William get in there. But I would not, my point, I missed my point. I wouldn't put it past her that she would videotape encounters with Prince Harry so that she can later use it to blackmail him. Like allegedly, that's what Jada Pinkett Smith did to Will Smith. I got a camera here, hello, and then I've got a little small one here looking down, and then I'm looking at you here. So sorry if I'm going back and forth. I can't, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I would not put it past her. This is a ruthless social climber. And she would, you know, she's got that dual whammy going, a diagnosis going on up there. So she's dangerous as well. I actually felt sad for J-Lo when I saw the highlights of her performance at the American Music Awards. Kissing men and women looks a way to normalize the debauchery. Sick people there in Hollyweird. Rinsky, I didn't see the American Music Awards. She was kissing men and women. I told you, J-Lo been working a long time too. And she stuck with Puff Daddy for 2 years. That is a whole apex predator, baby. That's a whole apex predator. Puff Daddy. She messed with that man 2 years. 2 years. So he may not have been kicking her and banging her head, but he was doing all them freak offs. Don't trust me. He was doing all of that stuff with her too. Remember her on that white bed with Aaliyah and Andre Harrell, who passed on. I heard a lot about him too. Her and some other guy and a girl, they were all on that white bed. You know, and now J-Lo is publicly kissing women and men. I didn't even see the American Music Awards because you know what? I don't watch that stuff. You know who did not show up? I hear Taylor Swift. They said she didn't want to answer any questions about the whole Baldoni thing because you know she and Blake Lively, they are, you know, kaput, no longer friends. So I don't blame her. Plus, Taylor Swift, I think Taylor Swift and that football player, Travis Kelce, I think let her go hang out with her boyfriend. Shit, who want to go to American Music Awards? And Taylor, she's got more money than God now. She's won all these awards. And she, you know, she can come back later. She has nothing to lose if she don't go to American Music Awards. I don't watch it. So Rinsky, that's what was going down there. J-Lo, she was kissing men and women. Looks like a way to normalize the debauchery. Sick people there in Hollywood. Yeah, in their world, because it be going on in that world. We could see it now with Puff Daddy's freak offs. You think he's the only one that's having freak offs? No, it's all part of that industry now. And Hollywood and Hollyweird are interchangeable. If we are blessed enough to get some good actors that come into the game, we can watch their work. But a lot of the other garbage they got out there, I don't even watch it because I'm like, no. And you look and you got a question when they start pushing up celebrities that don't really deserve that spot. They just all of a sudden appear and all of a sudden getting all these roles. Then you should always question why. Because Tiffany Haddish did not grow up in the industry. At least Gwyneth Paltrow, her father was a director of like White Shadow and then is it Saint Elsewhere? It's the one when Denzel was the doctor on that show. It was way before ER. It was in the 1980s. And I remember White Shadow. It came on CBS when I was in grade school. That was a good show about basketball players with the white coach. That was good. I was a little girl when I used to watch that. But Gwyneth Paltrow comes from that. And her mother is like, what's her name? Mother Blythe Danner or something. She's a stage actress in movies. I mean, she's been acting many years. And Gwyneth Paltrow, I remember her as a teenager. She played in that movie with Alec Baldwin and Nicole Kidman when there was a murderer, a killer. And Alec Baldwin, oh, that was an incredible role he played because he was a surgeon when he said that famous line, when people come into the surgery and they know that I can save their, their family member's life. I am. They pray to God. I am God. I mean, great movie. Was it Mercy? I can't remember the name of it. I'm terrible at remember names. But it's not like Tiffany Haddish who grew up that way. See, Gwyneth Paltrow, she started as a teenager. She was working. Tiffany Haddish just popped on the scene. Who else can we think of that popped on the scene like that? Just popped on the scene all of a sudden. But they getting all these roles, male and female. That's what we got to, when we spot that, you got to ask why. What the fuck's going on? What is going on here? Okay, may I suggest there are a lot of gay men in the industry. They're just coming out now. Look at how they hit Rock Hudson. Yes. Rock Hudson. That was when during a time when these studios controlled the celebrities and they controlled the media. They decided they only shared with the media what they wanted. It was all curated. Now with social media, not so much. But it's just the part I don't like about the industry is that you can be bisexual or gay. I don't care about that. It's the part where you sex harass, and they call it the casting couch, and you always assume it was just the women, but it looks like it's men and women. That I think should be illegal. But yes, Rhonda, I remember that about Martin Sheen. He now has tiger blood. That's true. Martin Sheen, yes. Oh my God. And boy, he guys, he don't have any teeth in his mouth. Did you notice that? That he said that he used drugs so much he didn't have teeth in his mouth. Charlie Sheen. Britney from Disney. Britney Spears. That's true. That's true. And then they say, didn't we talked about this a couple of days, one of my last videos, that Britney Spears' sister, her child might be Dan Schneider's child? They pushed a lot of gay men on us. We just didn't know. You know what? Yeah, I can see that. Yep, because they only had straight roles for him, right? I can see that. Oh, Aaron Carter. Yes. Oh, my God. They said he was dead in that tub for days. And I remember he was interviewing, it was so sad. Because didn't he lose a sister to drug addicts, too? I think they did lose a sister, too. But yeah, he was a child star. Tragic. Ooh, terrible. Oh my God. Awful. Yes, heard about the scene. Yuck. Yep. Wait a minute. Deluxe said they said she slept with the producer allegedly. Halle Berry. Oh, okay. Because but you notice Halle Berry, she got that Oscar, but it probably increased her pay as far as how much money she can get for movies. But you notice after that, I don't think she's done any other blockbusters. I think she did that drama, psychodrama with what's that? The girl from Spain, the actress from Spain that's married to Javier Bardem. Penelope Cruz. They did a movie where they were in a crazy house. But I noticed that Halle Berry only does, like, every so often she'll do a movie. She had a Netflix movie that came out. I can't I try to watch her stuff. I don't think she has good stuff coming out. I don't know. Lady Letitia, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Deborah says, "Oh, Deluxe, I wouldn't be surprised." Yep, that's true. I think I like him, Terrence Howard, a lot because he seems to be a little ticky up here too to me. But he be telling the truth, and he is an incredible actor to me. He is one of the best in the game. I mean, he's up there with Denzel to me. I think he's better than Will Smith. I think he's got a lot more range than Will Smith. But Will Smith allegedly was the one that was willing to, you know. Deborah says they've lost interest in these celebrities. I think it's because majority of people have their own platforms on social medias. Celebrities are losing. I do agree with that. And you know something too, Deborah? I think that we're seeing Meeghan Markle and those types. They don't get it yet. The machine is supporting her. And I still don't, part of me, I can understand why Netflix and Ari would keep her. But for Netflix to keep giving her money, that's interesting. Because either there's a strong anti-monarchist in their camp somewhere in that power structure, or I don't know, another Deluxe life. Did you say that, or did Deborah say that you're thinking that maybe King Charles has helped keeping them afloat in the background, because he's got power. He can get in them rooms and talk to them. So we shall see. It's going to roll out, and we're going to watch this slow moving train wreck as it goes. We're going to watch it. The no talent Megan Markle and is winning people. Don't put okay. These celebrities have been desensitized to a moral life, so they have to up the ante. Yeah, I'm telling you, because in their world, and they got more money. Well, not all of them though, because a lot of these celebrities be broke and they're living off of credit. They are highly they're leveraged. Their debt is high. So remember a couple of weeks ago, it was reported that Jay-Z himself could not even get a $150 million loan, and his company, Rock Nation, couldn't get a $50 million loan. But Forbes magazine claimed that he's worth $800 million or something like that, or $1.2 billion. Really? So they be highly leveraged in debt too. I forgot to say there is a link with Mary and Puffy. They both went to Soho House. What? Let me pull that up. There's a picture. And guys, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. So we're going to have to talk about Bryan Johnson, these millionaires tomorrow. And then just touch on the Chrisleys right quick, because I'm glad they're out. But let me look up this picture, because we got Meeghan Markle and Puff Daddy. We got to shine a light on this, y'all. Let's see. Here it is, Meghan Markle. Because I got to see this one. I want to see this one. Yeah, Puff Daddy. Let's see. Megan Diddy Soho connection. What? Whoa. Well, okay, so all right, it's a Reddit 7 months ago. Let's pull this up. Oh, this is good. Remember, she put that on. I'm like, girl, go sit down. Stop always trying to show your legs and stuff. You worse than J-Lo. Y'all always spreading your legs in the media. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Okay, so Megan Diddy Soho House connection. Not as far-fetched as it sounds. Ooh. Okay, y'all ready to read it? This is on Reddit. When was this posted to? Let's find out how old is this? Hold on one second. Look at that. Look at this. She's always Oh, this was 8 months ago, and they put allegedly. I love it. Yeah. Okay, a recent CDAN blind item alludes to Meghan and Harry being petrified of possible dirt leaking them to Diddy in the upcoming Sean Combs of Hollywood documentary. My first response was to brush this off as ridiculous, especially the idea of Megan being involved with Diddy. Before Harry, Megan was a Z-lister, far from a desirable party guest to the likes of a man who partied with the most elite of the elite celebrities. However, rumors of Megan's favors and alliances with seemingly random wealthy older men are numerous and well substantiated. Many of these alliances were formed via her membership at Soho House. One such rumor links her to Ron Burkle, the billionaire who purchased a majority stake in Soho House in 2012. Burkle was very close with Diddy and allegedly carried on an affair with Megan. What? Many sinners have already done excellent deep dives into the tawdriness of Soho House. Ooh! Okay, so now here's the reason why I don't think Meeghan Markle. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy up there in the picture with Diddy. But here's the reason why I don't think Meeghan Markle will get with Diddy. You know why I don't think she'll get with Diddy? Can anybody guess why? Because Meeghan Markle, she don't do black. She ain't going black. She don't want nothing to do with black. She can't even hire a black to work for her. She certainly ain't gonna sleep with no black person. Not no black man. No. Meeghan Markle want no part of blackness. But I wish she would stop. She worse than J-Lo. J-Lo taking pictures with her legs open. Look at Meeghan Markle doing her phony ass yoga poses. Girl, don't nobody give a shit about them yoga poses. Don't nobody care, girl. Stop. So I don't think so. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's possible? I think she can't. She's a racist. I don't think she can get past that race. Deep down, she's a self-hating biracial. So no, she won't do it. Deborah says, why doesn't Meeghan Markle praise her dad for making her a black room for her to produce her films? Wow, he did. He did. Oh, that girl's a whole psychopath. I don't think she can. She don't have it. Yeah, where are the feminists? Where's Oprah, Gayle? No, because those are gatekeepers. Remember, Ice Cube called out Oprah many years ago and said she's an effing gatekeeper. Where's Meeghan Markle speaking up for Cassie? You know, oh, yes. Why don't she jump on that bandwagon? Why don't she jump on that one? Abused women who are abused by men with power. I mean, she could jump on that, right? She could say, poor Cassie, my heart breaks for her. You notice none of these celebrities are touching it. You know why? Because they be at freak-offs and they're scared. Look at her. Why are you going to take a picture with your legs open, girl? Girl, go sit your nasty ass down. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. She just bothers me sometimes. I think the industry people knew Meeghan Markle, but she was the working girl. That's right. She thought they would bow to her since she married into our royal family. They're not going to bow to you, girl. Why? They know Harry's a dimwit. They laughing at Harry. They are laughing at Harry because she went over there to England, told her girls, all the other 304s, find me a rich man. She found Piers Morgan, all right, y'all. She worked him. I told y'all how I see it. She was working him. Was she sending him Seinfeld tapes, or was he sending her Seinfeld tapes? Now he's a whole married man. Maybe they got an open relationship. I don't know. But all I can tell you is that Piers Morgan got this close. She worked him. Soon as she struck lightning and got with Harry, the dimwit prince. She dumped Piers Morgan. He was upset, and what did she do that for? I mean, I can say it 1,000 times. That's because she's got that ticky. She's a psychopath. Because if she was just a malignant narcissist, she would have been able to work that relationship to, end it in a way that keeps Piers happy. How would that do that? How could she do that? By just never telling them that it's over. Just say, hey, I'm kind of dating this prince, but I like for us to keep in touch. Because this is a whole married man. She don't give a shit. She's a whole 304. But because she's a psychopath and lack empathy and she don't know how to read people, when she's done, she just throw you away like garbage. Why'd she do that? That was dumb. Because Piers Morgan got angry, his ego, and you let him get this close, because they were foreplaying back and forth, exchanging Seinfeld tapes and shit. Having, what did he say? They had beer at a pub, you know, in England. Yeah, she was looking for a rich man, even if it was going to be, she was going to be the side piece, because she don't have no problem being a 304. Okay, no problem at all. But Piers Morgan, soon as she got with, and it was like winning the lottery, she snagged Prince Harry and she dropped that man. He was so mad. He's been mad ever since, because it was the way she treated him, and she was playing with him, and he knew it. That mask fell off. Now, what cracks me up today, Piers Morgan did an interview recently. I think it was on Meghan Kelly or someone, and he said, she doesn't even talk like that. That's not how she is, who she really is. I'm like, Piers, you don't even know who she really is. That was a mask with you too, dude. The one when she tossed you like a piece of trash and ghosted you. That was the monster we all saw. That's the real Meghan. That is her. All of this is an act. It's a mask. So, Piers, you didn't get to know the real her either. What are you talking about? You a whole married man. So, anyways, I think Piers Morgan got close and she tossed him. He got mad as shit. He was like, you wasted my time. I shared all these. They were probably sexting. You know, you don't know what they're doing, because as far as I'm concerned, that's a whole married man, Megan. What you doing, conversating, and meeting for, and we know how she works, because she went to England to find a husband. So she went there as a 304. And she did go out with some of the football players, and none of them wifed her up, because they were like, no, that's a whole 304. I'm not wifing her up. But dumbass Prince Harry did. And Prince Harry, they are laughing at him, honey. All of her, her friends at Soho House, and these connections that she's making, relationships that she's building. You know those cold words. Once you take the oath, and that's the difference. Yeah. Once you take the oath, and that's the difference. Mm-hmm. Petty thief. Yeah, she's a petty thief, all right. Yes, she is, honey. How she screwed up with Piers Morgan. That's why I told you that dual diagnosis is real. Now, I was talking to my sister today, and she was like, Rhonda, I think something else is more. My sister said, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I think it's more than she's a psychopath and a malignant narcissist. There's a lot more going on, too. I'm like, I'm not a psychopath either, but I can tell you for sure. And my spidey senses tell me if she's a psychopath and she's a malignant narcissist. She appears to have been a lady of leisure majority of her life. Yeah, she never wanted to work hard. Now, this is what's telling to me, is you got this machine throwing hundreds of millions at her and Harry. All because of Harry, they're throwing at her, and she still ain't getting it right. She still can't do it. You know why? Because she don't want to do the work. You think Harry wants to work? Harry talking about he's coming out with his own business adventure. What, Harry? Is it going to be some kind of, you're going to open a weed shop? Or is it going to be an alcohol brand? Are you going to go the route of, what? Puff Daddy? It'll be a Ciroc too, Prince Ciroc too. You got to do the work. They're not going to do the work. They just want they want to be handed that and do the bare minimum. That's it. This is a grift, another grift, just like the head of content at Spotify called them fucking grifters. This is just another grift. They don't want to work. That's what I said. She's like, she can come up with these ideas, but no, she's like, so she's around that nasty Hollyweird, going back to her old ways, building relationships and making connections and networking. That girl is busy, while Harry's dumbass is high somewhere. He's up in China now, and we know Harry. And I don't think, and Megan ain't kissing on him. We saw that from that video. She's not kissing on Harry, because when Harry tried to kiss her, she wouldn't even kiss him on the lips. She just turned her cheek. I said, oh, bitch. No, you didn't. Now, he should have did a Puff Daddy and cursed her ass out. He should have been, listen here, bitch. I made you. But Harry don't have balls like that. Harry just let her run him around, run him over. Someone from Netflix is getting their whistle wet. Oh no, whistle wet. You know what? Or I said Meeghan Markle is part of the LGBTQ community too, in my opinion. So remember, she's availing herself to the females too. I believe so. Don't get it twisted. I think she's doing that too. So it could be Sarando's wife. And maybe it's them together, you know. It's Hollyweird for you, honey. Everything goes. And maybe Sarandos and will watch him and his wife and Meeghan together. And then Harry is getting turned out by Kris Kardashian boy toy, Corey with the big hips, baby making hips, and John Travolta. Harry's gonna go out with them one time to drink, and he gonna get slipped something, and I told you guys, he gonna wake up with a sore ass. I'm telling you. But I think Meeghan Markle will groom him and introduce him to that world, because she's a master in that world. That's why she's comfortable in it. So she will groom him, and he will do anything she wants, as long as she stays. And plus his ego, his original sin was the first stepping down in the first place. And that's what Tina Brown said. He keeps doubling down on the original sin. So he don't even have enough, he doesn't have enough, what am I trying to say? The ability to self-reflect and kind of run the inventory, run the numbers and see if the situation is working out for you. He don't, because I don't think I think he's special needs. Neil Sean says she is working on the clothesline. Yeah, let's see how that works. Let's see that. Nothing worth having in life comes easy. So if she want to be a billionaire, you got to put in that work, girl. But she has the benefit of getting a whole machine behind her. So what's hard about it? I don't understand. That's because she does not want to work. She doesn't want to work. She said she never wanted to work. And she's certainly not going to do it now. But you know, with that money, she desperately now, because that money she's spending the hell out of that money. Meeghan Markle knows all these people behind closed doors. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. You better believe it. And I knew I could spot it. I'm like, oh, I see. Swinger. Yes. And think about all of the truth that's coming out about the undercurrent of that world. And the reason why we're talking about it now, it's obvious that Hollywood, the industry itself, has a very dark element. You can't get ahead unless you are indulging in these dark forces. And some people can't make it out. That's why Terrence Howard was saying a lot of them use drugs. They spit out. Remember that young man on Empire, that young boy. Now you see him mugshots all the time. He's from Chicago. They said his condo downtown, this little studio he had, the dog was in there. There was poop everywhere. He was just like, and it was filthy. But they said he went to a Will Smith party and ran up out of there and never been the same since. You see what happened to August Alsina. August Alsina was Jaden Smith's friend first. That boy, and the son, I think Jaden is gay, right? Or bisexual, you know. And they trying to push this shit on us, you know. So Jaden was friends with August Alsina. August then hooks up with Jada. And then allegedly, and Jada and Will on their table talk, they call it an entanglement. Will Smith was not that upset. And I was like, you know what? I call bullshit. Will Smith and Jada was in with that. They exploited that young boy. He had issues with drugs. Now he's in a relationship with a male. So he says he loves who he loves, but he had mental health issues, drug issues. Some people can't handle that sort of, in that dark world, it sucks everything out of you. And they cannot handle when they wake up sober after they've used drugs and alcohol and they remember what they did, or Puff Daddy or other people in that industry that videotape you. They will show you that videotape. It blows your mind how you've been exploited. And Meeghan Markle puts Harry, who has been protected by the royal family, all his life. She take him. She don't take, like I said, she don't take him to Argentina. She don't, with fine ass Nacho. No, she don't take him over to Portugal or to Spain, you know, or to Italy or any place else. She take him to nasty ass Hollywood, California. Hollyweird, all of that. That's where she take him. Okay. Okay. With all the ups and downs, she seems like she has some disorder. Harry needs to book his wife a session for Better Up. I know both of them. But they are not going to sit down because they can't. They are malignant narcissists. These celebrities. Oh, look at, I'm sweating, y'all. I bet my daughter got the air heat on. And then I got that light on me too. So you see I'm sweating. And y'all see the color in my hair. It's it was lighter here, but now it's growing in. Oh well. So Meeghan Markle, yeah. There's something going on with her. Gotta go to sleep now later. Oh, it's 2 hours, guys. Yeah, we gotta go. Deborah, have a good night. I'm gonna go through these other comments. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing today. Thank you. Deluxe Life says, all I know is Kris Jenner lost weight and has something done on her face and looks fabulous. You, the Deluxe, you like that facelift? I'm like, Lord of Jesus. They pulled her shit back. They pulled, and I'm like, well, what do you do about the rest of the body? If you pull your face back and you're 70 years old, but you got a 70-year-old body, but your face is pulled back, come on now. And you can get as skinny as you want. You still gonna be 70. Deluxe says, Charles looked great, Canada. Oh, yeah, he did. He really did. I thought he looked great, too. Jeff Bozo's girlfriend is doing a legs open J-Lo on his yacht. You know, yeah. Did you see that? And I said, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. I said, you know, you had a wife. Now I understand marriage. Sometimes it ends. You know, it happens. I'm divorced. I get it. Life be lifing. But you go and marry a whole 304, and he's on that boat rubbing on her. And I'm like, y'all just nasty. And I told you guys, I think she strap on for him. I really do. Eunice Lopez jumping it on a live. Did we discuss J-Lo's AMA performance with the kissing? You know what? Let me pull that up right now before we go. Thank you, Eunice. You're the second person. Rinsky mentioned it too. Rinsky had mentioned it as well. Let me pull that up. I am curious about that. We're going to look at, oh my God. Was it that bad? Wow. Let me see. Let me pull that up right now. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let's look at this right now. Kissing. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Who is she kissing? Oh. Okay, hold on. We're going to put this on. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. See? See? I guess she can't pretend like she's the beautiful wife no more. Because Ben, why pretend anymore? Because Ben Affleck, she was pretending with Ben Affleck. So she decided to come out with it, y'all. Let's make it bigger. Come on, let's watch this. That's crazy. So I'm gonna put it on mute, I think. So I'm gonna play. Let me see. I don't want to get in copyright. Hold on. Look at her. Hold on. Hold on.
Fire and spice to the American Music Awards, opening the show that included a quick makeout session with her dancers.
There's a chance to make a statement. I have a long history with the AMAs. First of all, from watching it from when I was a little girl on TV.
Getting the biggest songs of the year.
That is crazy to me.
Girl, nasty.
Now, don't she have
3
kids?
hit songs in just 6 minutes of non-stop dance.
Don't she have? Well, I know her kids. Her daughter is like a and she knows she can't sing. I don't know why she keeps trying.
All the performances I've had since then have been so memorable for me.
So remember when she look at that. That's gross. Why does she have to do that? I don't understand that. I don't get that. I don't get why they have to always come out. Look at this. I mean, you kissing a man and then a woman. So is this supposed? Oh, this is that Puff Daddy thing, right? This is group. This is the freak off, right? Ain't this just another freak off? This is another freak off. This is crazy to me because it's unnecessary. And she got 2 kids. So what is she sharing with her daughter? Even if her daughter is them and her son. I mean, to me, what are you sharing with them? That these freak offs are okay, right? Isn't that what she's saying? Freak offs are okay. Yep, another freak off. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. So J-Lo just revealed to us that she's part of that freak off culture. Didn't she? That's what she's revealing to us. She's not a good role model, no. And she's all in, she in my age group, girl. She still have not, she's gonna be like Madonna. You see Madonna got a 26-year-old boyfriend now. You see that? Paying him to stay with her, you know? Let's get this here. Yeah, that's great. Look at her. Look at her. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm not surprised. You know what? I'm stunned, but I know Rinsky mentioned that today too. Like, I'm like, what? Because I don't even watch the award shows no more. I don't bother with that because I already know what they're going to do. They're going to do stupid shit like this. And I want to see crazy people on a real. I'm tired of it. It's not real. And then she's going to. So what is this promoting? Freak off culture. And how many followers do J-Lo have on Instagram? Let's check that out. And I'm going to look at a couple of comments and I'm going to call it a night. Instagram. Let me go to Instagram and see how many followers she got. I know it's in the millions. It's up there. So they are really pushing this whole freak off culture. They are. They are pushing this freak off culture. She's got, look at this, y'all. Can y'all see this? She's got 248 million followers. Look at this shit here. Look at that there. 248 million followers. And those are not bots like Meeghan Markle. Those are not bots like Meeghan Markle. Those are real followers. But J-Lo has been in the game since late to early 2000s. 25 years she's been in the game. So, and she got a wide range of influence. And she's up there doing freak offs on stage. And you go, so does anybody have any doubt now that J-Lo was also part of Puff Daddy's freak off crew? That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. I can't believe that. That is crazy. I only watch the AMA red carpet. Yeah, it's just so, I look at them. I look at them as circus monkeys to me now. It's like, yeah, there's no shame. Eunice Lopez, thank you for sharing with us. That is, I mean, to me, it's like, I don't care, to me, and to each his own. I don't care about whether you're heterosexual or gay or bisexual or transgender. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend people. But what I am upset about is that when they promote culture like that, where these are freak offs, where there's really no commitment, no real sort of intimacy, this is all lust. Isn't that one of the 7 deadly sins? Lust. So all y'all in there lusting, don't you know that that's a form, sex should be a form of intimacy, I think. I mean, you would think so. I'm not anybody's bedroom, But I'm just saying that you have a responsibility, especially when you got kids. And I'm just saying there is an alternative, a healthier alternative lifestyle. And considering that all that's going on with Puff Daddy, and she come out, and the AMA come out after all the freak offs that been revealed with Puff Daddy, and she is one of his exes, not taking the stand, but she's gonna and AMA allows her to go and reenact a freak off. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's another freak off. This is, and she got 2 kids. I told you these people are sick. They are sick. They are sick people. This, to me, this is telling. You will go in this climate right now where freak offs are kind of on trial now with Puff Daddy. He's exposing the dark elements. So she goes out, and then AMA says that's okay, that the kids that are watching this and those that are watching it, or people who are impressionable, think, oh, you know what, maybe that's good. No, how about not having so much gratuitous sex and stuff on TV? How about that? How about putting on cleaner content, more healthier content? I don't know, just saying. So that's why we always got to speak out, because you leave it to Hollyweird. This is the shit that they try to push on our kids. She got over 200, almost 250 million followers. That's impressive. So that means she's got a hell of a lot of influence on social media. So these impressionable kids, they gonna get involved with freak offs. And who do you think freak offs attract? Who do you think runs in that circle when you think about it? They try to say, oh, there are couples in the suburbs that are swingers and all that. Yeah, that's not a freak off. Swinging, I still question it too. I guess it's just the wordplay. It's a wordplay too, because I guess it's all in the same bucket. But I don't know. I just don't think that when you have you should have some responsibility, and you got 2 kids. So what? Just like Cher, there are some serious cougars. Yeah, Cher is too. Yeah, Cher is. They're cougars. Madonna got a 24, and she's what, damn near 70. She got a 24 and 26-year-old boyfriend. She should have landed on her. Shameful. Yeah, that shocked me. You can't let your kids watch. No, this is filth. It's like, why would you? How come you just couldn't dance? You are 50. What, she's 56 now. How come you can't show how fit you are and how you dance and how beautiful you are, and then maybe have a nice boyfriend in the in the audience waving at you? And she said, she can brag. I've been in this game damn near 30 years, and I can still dance, because they mentioned she danced on her songs for 6 minutes. Okay, if you dance for 6 whole minutes, that's something to brag about. You are middle-aged now. You are going through menopause. Let's keep it real. You cannot get pregnant. I was going to say Megan. Megan, you hitting that soon, girl. But J-Lo, come on. You an old broad. You in my age group. Stop. But what's impressive is that you kept up. Your body is tight. You could still dance. Advertise that. Why would this kissing men and women and some freak off on stage? To me, that says something. That means the AMA, I told you, that whole Hollyweird, I am convinced now more than ever that is nothing but a dark sort of, I'm convinced now more than ever. That's why Ben is gone. That is right, Deluxe Life. That's why he's going, I totally agree. Ben, like, I don't want this shit. Cher is another rabbit hole. Yep. She got a young boyfriend. So, all right, guys, this has been really nice. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I've got like maybe, I think I'm going to do probably an hour and a half of work. And, oh, shoot, I forgot, guys. I've got my, let me show you what I got in there. It's probably hot. I just realized let me show you what I got in the bathroom going right quick. Let me share this with you. Hold on 1 second, so y'all can see what I'm about to get into. I totally forgot that I had it. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, you guys are gonna crack up when you see this one. Let me see. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. Let me download this. I just want y'all to be able to see what's going on. Y'all gonna crack up. Let's see. Let me show you right quick, and then I'm gonna let you go. This is what I am waiting for. Let me hold on. Present. Okay. Video file. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn on the jacuzzi. That's what's waiting for me. And then let me see if I turn on the jacuzzi. And it went crazy because the water wasn't all the way up. Let's see. See, look at this. Look. Gotta wait for the water to get bigger. But, yeah, look at that. There you go. So, that's what I'm looking forward to, guys, tonight. So, all right. So I'm about to get in that hot tub should be nice. It's a bath whirlpool type, so it should be nice and warm now because it's been 2 hours. All right, guys. Deluxe, good night. Thank you. Hey, Eunice Lopez, I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. And thanks for the heads up. You were the second person that mentioned that kiss with J-Lo. That is terrible. Who else? Deborah. Thank you. Rinsky, of course, always thank you. Who else commented? Lady Letitia dropped in for a minute. Thank you, Lady Letitia. And, you know, Rinsky. Roxanne, thank you so much, Roxana. Anybody else I missed, I apologize, but I want to thank you for commenting and making this a lively conversation. I will see you guys, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Thursday? I will see you definitely on Friday. All right, guys, have a good night. I will chat with you soon. Thanks for joining me. Love you. Ciao. Mwah.